much tax-free money should we make as travel healthcare workers? As travel healthcare workers, we get paid in two different kind of buckets on our paychecks. One is the money that gets taxed, and then there is a bucket that is the tax-free stipends or reimbursements, and they are sometimes even bigger than the bucket of the taxed money. And so then the question is, how much money should we be getting that is tax-free versus the money that is taxed when we're travel healthcare workers? The number one thing that we have to consider is the bill rate. The bill rate is the amount of money that the facility is paying the staffing agency for every hour that we work. It's called an all-inclusive rate because it is there for us to share with the staffing agency. They're going to take what they need to run their company, to onboard us, to have liability insurance on us, things like this. And then part of that bill rate is also our pay rate. So the bill rate is not equal to our pay rate. The reason this is so important is because whatever that bill rate is really can impact how much we're able to get in the tax-free stipends. Let's just do a scenario. Let's pretend like the bill rate is $60 an hour. And let's say that this is a contract that you're gonna work 36 hours a week. For the bill rate, the total amount of money we have per week is $2,160. Now remember, this is not how much is for your pay rate. This is the all-inclusive thing. So the staffing agency needs part of this first to run their business. Typically, a staffing agency will take 30%-ish of the bill rate. For this example, that's gonna be around $650 a week for the staffing agency. This is what we break into the different buckets of our pay package. So the first thing that they have to do is give us our wages. There's a minimum amount that most staffing agencies will go down to. They're not gonna put us down to like $9 an hour just to give us a lot more tax-free money. They're gonna have to have some kind of standard. It could be $18 an hour at the lowest, but some companies might do $22 an hour. The point is, it doesn't just go as low as possible. They start with what's the minimum per hour we can pay them, and let's subtract that from the bucket first. So let's just do the $18 an hour multiplied by the 36 hours you're gonna work. It is $648 a week. We now have $862 left over for tax-free money. Now we're going to talk about how staffing agencies know how much they're even able to give you. They can't make this up. This is something that is government mandated, that a government entity said, here, based on this zip code and this month, this is the most you can give somebody that travels there to help reimburse them for housing and help reimburse them for meals and incidentals. Because of course it's based on cost of living in the area. So if you're going to San Francisco, California, you're gonna pay a lot more money in rent there, but you'll also probably be eligible for more stipend. This is public, so it's something that you can look up, that recruiters can look up, anybody. You're gonna go to gsa.gov, and you can find the daily maximum tax-free stipend that the government will allow the agency to give you. On this website, they call them per diem rates because they do them per day. But a lot of times the staffing agencies will call them stipends. Some of them will even call them reimbursements. So just know they're all talking about the same thing. And most of them are gonna find these numbers right from this website. Let's say in Austin, you're eligible for $1,127 in weekly reimbursement. We only had $862 left over per week for the tax-free money. And the amount that the government said you're eligible for, the max amount, is $1,127, and that's just for housing. We haven't even added the meals and incidentals. Sometimes the bill rate, the amount that the facility is offering, is not enough money for the staffing agency to be able to give you the maximum amount that the government said you could get. So that's why they're maximums. They're not what you are entitled to get, but the agency cannot go over it, but can go under it. Now there are bill rates out there now that are really high. So more often than ever, staffing agencies are able to max out these tax-free money, and then there might even be more money overflowing, and then they put that money back into the taxable rate. And so that's where you might see taxable rates that are $25 an hour, $30 an hour. Some of these crisis nursing rates have been $50 an hour or $70 an hour because they already maxed out the tax-free money and they can't put any more money in there. But if it's a really low bill rate, they might not even be able to max it out. So in summary, how much money should you make tax-free? It depends mostly on two things. One, what is the bill rate that the facility is offering? And two, what is the maximum amount of money you're even eligible to get, depending on the zip code and what season you're traveling in. If you like this content, like and subscribe, and we will be making more videos for you soon, all about travel healthcare.